that they put is like projected in our eyes. You know, like what we see go back into like our brains.
Yeah.
And she was saying that stuff can, in the long run, is gonna mess us up. Like she was saying that
not brainwash, but actually damage you.
Yeah, damage your brain that you will die. Like you can die from it. From staring at the screen too long.
See what I heard.
Staring at a screen like this.
So what I heard was every phone, obviously, it's hooked up. You know, like it's hooked up to a cell tower, right?
Yeah.
You know how they've been hooking up more and more cell towers around for 5G and shit.
Oh, you talking about the conversion?
5G. That's what she was talking about.
Yeah.
5G.
Yeah. So like, what I heard was, and this is only what I've heard, was that 5G frequency. Because, you know, 5G is a higher frequency, right?
Yeah.
And so
that's the same thing. It sounds like
that shit creates a lot of tumors and cancer and all types of shit that. Right.
And she was like in a few years everybody just gonna be dying out. A lot of people, half of the earth, half of the population, the human race, is just gonna fall out, die off because of brain cancer and stuff. Because so many years of staring at a phone, we literally wait.
Stop looking at it.
You're making me worry. We wake up though, like we wake up to our phones. I know me when I wake up in the morning. I wake up for a whole nother 30 minutes still laying down like this.
Me too. Fuck.
Before I even get up out of my bed, I'll check my phone and I'm still laying down.
Like 20 minutes to an hour.
Just still laying in the bed, but on my phone. And do it throughout our whole life.
I'll be sitting there, I'm like, fuck, I'm hungry. I need to go downstairs. But this is entertaining.
I remember before this shit happened, before people was always on their phones. We had phones, but we wasn't.
Fuck that phone.
On it, we'll leave it in the house on a charger and go outside and go play and stuff. But our phones wasn't advanced then, and you could only text and call and stuff. Really,
there was no internet on there.
Yeah, it was really no internet on there. It was, but it wasn't nothing like how it is now.
No, I used to have the Virgin Mobile flip phone, the clamshell, and I would get bored while I was on my work breaks, and I would just go out to the parking lot and I would like go to the jukebox app, which is kind of the internet.
Yeah, it was called a jukebox. I know what you're talking about.
And I would go to the jukebox.
You said Verizon?
Oh shit!
It was a Virgin Mobile.
I know what you're talking about.
I think they got bought out.
That's like
same as
early,
Altel.
bro.
Yeah,
Altel.
That's like early, and I'm younger than both of y'all, and I remember that shit.
But I would go to jukebox and I would sit there and I would listen to like these like 8-bit versions of like the songs on the radio.
Yo, my shit though, the song that I accidentally bought because my dad told me like, don't buy any because you used to buy a song. I bought Lil Wayne's Lollipop, bro. Lollipop. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's Carter 3 shit. Yeah. Like, dude, my dad was so pissed. He was like, "Why the fuck did you buy this shit?
$3."
Yeah, like, dude, I'm not trying to spend money on.
Greenback tones was popular.
Yeah,
everyone I knew had that fucking like orchestra playback shit. Pissed me the fuck off.
You talking about when you call them? The song that I had bought one, a ringback tone when you calling it rings. I had that T-Pain Shawty.
Oh,
you know that song? Even though you know, man.
Yeah, dude.
Girl, I'm gonna call you my shawty.
Yeah.
That was when you call my shit. That's what would play.
Yeah.
I had that shit, bro. I remember that shit.
You were a ladies' man. You were ready to go, bro.
I've always been like that.
I think some of those expired though, and so like even if you had it set and you had the same number, like if you got it like let's say like 10 years ago, that shit probably doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it don't. And I see they re-released the new Razor. That's dope.
Yeah, that's what my dad had. Yeah. That was the first phone I ever touched. Was the Motorola Razor.
Yeah, I had one. I had the black one. I had that phone was so dope to me.
And I didn't you know what was weird was I didn't have a connection to it. It was just an object. It was just like hey, this is not a phone. This is just like an object that I'm clicking buttons on. Like now you're actually looking at it like a thing that's a part of you, right?
Yeah.
Like a thing that's an extension of you, as opposed to just an object that you hold in your hand or something.
Because like you share memories with it to an extent. Like it is almost like another member of your circle. It is like literally an extension of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird thing to even think about like that, right? Like when we were younger, this is a brick. I can throw this. It's an object, right? Like
I low key hate the cell phone game now, though, man. Because now, like my daughter,
fuck this phone.
Because now my daughter, bro, she on TikTok now. She like 5 years old. She about to be 6, man. And she stay on TikTok.
And that kind of takes away from the family, doesn't it?
Yeah, and going outside and doing stuff. Like I ain't had I ain't grow up with all that.
No,
I was always outside riding bikes.
I had boomerangs.
Like
yeah, we were out there like playing in the sandbox.
Playing,
you know what I mean?
Going
like,
to the park doing
I'm
shit.
still trying to figure out how to.
But it's weird seeing my daughter growing up into that millennium, like into that with the cell phone.
The millennial shit. Yeah.
It's just weird, man. And I don't know if it's healthy. I guess it is, man. You just gotta keep up with the times.
You know, we look at it as something that is like bad.
Yeah, but
like to them
it really ain't. It really ain't
to them, it's like literally a part of their like how they communicate.
Yeah.
Like to us, we didn't look at cell phones as a way to communicate at first.
Yeah.
We used to have blue. Do you remember Blue Pages? Like, or what was it called? Yellow Pages. Yeah, Yellow Pages. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's how you know I'm young. Yellow Pages.
Blue Pages are something way different.
Yeah.
Like my daughter be saying stuff that wasn't even in my vocabulary. I wouldn't I'm trying to think what she be saying with some technology stuff like charging phones. I don't know, just saying something. Like she said something one day. I can't really remember. I'm like, damn, man. Like when I was your age, that was not in my vocabulary. Right. I was not saying let's go live or just saying anything about that.
Well, the thing is, like when we were growing up, we were like literally in our circle.
Yeah.
Like now, our kids or like the younger kids, like their circle is everything. Yeah. Like their circle is the whole world. Yeah. We're out here just hanging around with the kids that were in our like neighborhood or whatever. You know what I mean? Like their cul-de-sac is like literally the whole world. You know, like people in Europe, people in Russia.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about, right?
Yeah. That is crazy, bro. Because they grew up into it. TikTok is the biggest platform I feel like right now.
Yeah. That's why they're so smart, you think, right?
Yeah.
Like the kids.
Kids are being born smart. Like my mom told me back in the day, when kids was born, we couldn't open our eyes yet. Like it took a week for us to open our eyes. We came out the womb with our eyes closed, and we didn't open our eyes yet. But now like babies are dead as coming out the womb opening their eyes because they used to put like stuff on our eyes.
Yeah, the goop.
Yeah, they used to do that. I think for us to open our eyes.
Yeah.
But now kids come straight out with their eyes open.
Wow.
And looking. And I was dating a girl in LA. She just had a baby. And I'm looking at how my firstborn was. She was born in 2014. And she wasn't walking until she was like 1. Like 1.5. But I was dating a girl who had a baby, and her baby started walking at like 9 months. 10 months, she was already stepping but falling.
Crazy.
Like kids are getting smarter now. By the time in the future, like I believe kids gonna start coming out talking.
Wow.
Like not saying words, but actually using a voice box.
Right. Yeah, like being audible.
Yeah, being able to be like, coming out doing that.
Yeah.
Not just crying, but being like, I'm just doing that. I feel like that's how it's gonna be in the future. For real.
And that's a
and I believe
never
it's what
know.
we eating, what we drinking, and what we
looking at.
That we doing.
Yeah, looking at.
And stuff that because moms now are doing things that moms back then wasn't doing. Like,
what do you think the most important thing? Do you think the thing that's progressing us as a society the most is our connection to one another, or do you think it's our accessibility to knowledge?
I think it's the knowledge. I don't know. Can I ask that again?
Do you think
I'm with him. I think it's accessibility.
So all right, so let me ask him the question again, because he didn't get it, or he didn't hear it. Yeah. Do you think the reason people are becoming a little bit smarter than we think we were, or we see ourselves as were in the present or past tense, is our accessibility to knowledge or our connection to one another? Like, because we're like more connected now than we ever were to one another.
This is accessibility of knowledge.
You think so?
I think the spirit of community has always been there, but the accessibility is what drives that. The knowledge and the ability to incorporate both come with that part of it.
Because let me reword that. So as opposed to smart, let me reword that and literally just substitute the word smart for connected, for in tune.
Yeah.
Now, what would your answer be?
I feel like
is it still because our accessibility to knowledge is causing us to be more in tune or connected, or do you think our close proximity to each other through the internet, through Facebook, through all these crazy sites that literally...
I still think it's the knowledge.
You think so?
Yeah. I still think it's the knowledge. Like, that's what kids like nowadays are being born with that shit around them. Like, we didn't have none of this stuff.
Yeah, your exposures.
Yeah, that's what made them smarter than that. Like, we didn't have tablets. Like, my daughter and my son, they got tablets. And that's all they know. Like, they grew up. Because we had these when kids nowadays, we got these. And they saying the kids are, every kid born now is reaching for these. Every kid want a phone. You go around kids and like,
why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
Y'all got games?
Yeah.
You got games on your phone?
Wait, why do you think that is though?
I don't know, man.
Because to me, I think it's because every other kid wants it. I think it's because our connection to one another has grown so much that now I see, oh, this person halfway across the world has it. That's why I want it. Or like, I know that 8 million other people are following this person. That's why I see this person as more important than the person that has 6 million followers. Like, I think our connection.
Kids want phones because people don't beat their kids no more. That's what he said.
No, I said kids want phones because, and kids want specifically Apple phones because every other kid has an Apple phone, and I see that every other kid has an Apple phone.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more closer to. Well, I mean, it's everybody got their own thing. Me personally, I feel like it's the people that's around them.
But we all agree Apple's the devil.
Hey, man, it all started by talking about that bite mark on the apple, didn't it?
Hey, I'm really still an Apple fan. Like, rest in peace, Steve Jobs, man. He really changed the world, man. I believe Steve Jobs wasn't intending for this to be like that. He just wanted to be different. He wanted to do something so simple for people, for human beings. He wanted to simplify the way of using a device, because
they make it more intuitive.
Yeah, make it more simplified. That's what he was all about, making it more accessible for humans. You don't gotta do too much. It's just in one click you can do things.
But it's getting to the point of reinventing the wheel almost.
Yeah, really. And I support. I'm a big fan of Steve Jobs for that. Like, he changed the world. It's a big thing. I'm all for people who able to change the world, but it's always the villains, and it's always the villains who know what that person did and try to use that to do something,
to twist that story,
twist it and do something with it.
There's always one motherfucker in there wants to come through with a twitty twister.
Yeah,
the twitty twister.
So when Steve Jobs passed away, they all gone.
The vultures come out.
Yeah. Change it up. Try to use things. That's when I feel like when Steve Jobs passed away, that's when iPhones became more security, like more government. I feel like it became.
It became an object.
Yeah, it became like something, a tool for the government.
Yeah,
or something.
An asset.
Like yeah,
for someone to look into.
Yeah, that's what I feel like after Steve, because I know Steve Jobs probably would have never did and gave no kind of partnership. Nobody.
He'd be like, yo, NSA, suck this dick.
Suck this apple.
You heard me, NSA. I said what I said. Steve Jobs for life.